Not surprised that Ebola is coming back as strong as it has. I predicted a couple years ago that if enough African Americans did not die from AIDS, that they would bring Ebola here as well. Now, AIDS and Ebola share a common origin because they were both created by the United States Army's Biological Weapons Division in Fort Detrick, Maryland. And the documentation is there. There was a Visnu virus that the United States government engineered to be a racially selective biological virus. From that came AIDS. In further research came Ebola. In further research came H1N1, swine flu, bird flu. I mean, they're constantly coming up with diseases to target select groups of people. President Jimmy Carter, former President Carter, in 1980 signed an executive order, Global 2000. The purpose of Global 2000 in 1980 was to reduce the population of African people in the world by 50%. From 1980 to 2000, 20 years, black folk were supposed to be half their number. It did not work. It's no coincidence that that was signed in 1980. First documented, official documented cases of AIDS showed up in the 80s as well, because it was all part of the Global 2000 campaign. Ebola was part of Global 2000 as well, but Ebola, being more aggressive than AIDS, was reserved for the African continent. AIDS was for the Western world. AIDS for the blacks in America, Ebola for the blacks in Africa. Okay? So Africa had to deal with AIDS and Ebola, okay, which has had an effect. But the problem is, black women keep on bringing forth new life in Africa. See, the white man, or should I say the United States government, the CFR, the Trilateral Commission, they're trying to get control over the black population rate. I was reading the Newsweek the other day. Guess what they had listed as the #1 issue of 2015? Overpopulation. Falsely arguing that there's not enough food to feed people. Well, we know that's not true because I did a research study on that in college that said there's enough food in the world produced to make everybody on earth obese. The problem is how they selectively use food to take care of some people and kill others. So the whole argument that we ain't got enough food to feed people is a lie. That is propaganda to do what? Influence black women to stop getting pregnant. President Obama, what's one of the things he did? When he became president, he reversed a federal ban that prohibited taxpayers' money from going to organizations in Africa that advocated for hysterectomy and abortion. Okay? It was made illegal under George W. Bush. Obama overturned it. And at present, yes, and he was never held accountable for this. At present, money can go to groups in Africa that advocate for extermination and hysterectomy and abortions for black women in Africa with America's federal tax dollar. Yes, it's all about exterminating black folk. Population control has always been a big issue for Europeans. Okay, how do we reduce the numbers of black folk so they don't ultimately outnumber us and ultimately exterminate us, because black people are the possessors of the dominant gene? Racism. What is the primary reason we have white supremacy in the first place? To keep the black man from cohabitating with the white woman. Because the product of that union is a black child. Everything we touch becomes us. That makes us uniquely powerful, and it makes everyone else uniquely jealous. Anything the African touches produces an African child. So you have to contain us, #1, and then you have to influence us to stop reproducing. That's why they're sending so many black women to college in Africa. This is a strategy that came from CFR. The research says that the more educated black women are, the less they're willing to have children. So the reason that you see this push for equal rights for African women isn't because they care about African women. It's because if we get her a job and if we get her into college, she's going to stop having babies and she'll be more likely to use birth control. Ebola is about birth control. And the interesting thing about AIDS and Ebola is they tell us what? They both came from monkeys in Central Africa. They want black people to actually believe that a monkey gave a black woman AIDS and a monkey gave a black woman Ebola, and that those black women brought that stuff over to America. And this is the official argument from the United States government right now, that these two diseases came from Africa. In fact, Ebola is named after the Ebola River. It gets its name from Africa. They want us to believe that it came from us, as they like everything, want people to believe that everything came from Africa, as opposed to accepting that these diseases were man-made, white man-made, right here in the United States of America.
And we do this for my people, them using the ends. 1,000 of us to every 10 of them. dying by vaccination. We do. For my people of the new and the ancient. We do. Stay true to. I've been fire, not like those on the tires. A higher grade fire that slays vampires and lions. While these pythons that are lying are dying, we'll be flying high in the sky like a lion that is climbing up Zion. See, it's evident the president's regiment's hiding evidence of our